At least one person is behind bars this morning after a high-speed chase led law enforcement through Billings. It began Monday evening near South Billings Boulevard and Wonder Park Drive. Billings police had the intersection blocked off as they searched the area. Later in the night, police could be seen searching a black Chevy pickup truck with flat tires north of Shiloh Road and Central Avenue. A white moving truck was also towed away from the scene, but it's unclear how the two vehicles were involved in the night's incidents. The incident ended north of Billings in the area of Highway 87 and Doyle Road just before midnight. Firefighters could be seen inspecting a vehicle in a field near the intersection. Police also surrounded a red Subaru and home on Doyle Road. The Billings Police Department confirms the man involved in the chase was arrested around that time. A neighbor told Q2 he heard shots fired. No officers were injured, and there's no word on the suspect's condition. The Billings Police Department, Montana Highway Patrol, and Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office were all involved in the pursuit. Details on how the crime scenes all connect have not been released. The Yellowstone grizzly bear is once again a threatened species after a judge overturns a federal decision. Monday's ruling stops plans by Idaho and Wyoming to allow grizzly bear hunts this fall. Wildlife agencies in Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana argued the bears had recovered to the point that the grizzlies in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem no longer warranted special protection. But Judge Dana Christensen said they failed to make a reasoned decision as required by law that changing the protections for bears around Yellowstone wouldn't also impact grizzlies in other areas like the Northern Continental Divide. In late August, attorneys for tribes and conservation groups asked Judge Christensen to overturn last year's decision by Fish, Wildlife and Parks to no longer consider the bears a threatened species, removing them from the endangered species list. Earth Justice attorney Tim Presso says the plaintiffs are especially pleased to have stopped the hunts this fall.
The most immediate thing we were concerned about was that Wyoming and Idaho had plans in place to kill up to 23 grizzly bears this fall in a trophy hunt that would have been the first in more than 40 years in the Yellowstone region. So this ruling means that that can't go forward and those bears won't be killed for trophies.
It's not known yet whether the Fish and Wildlife Service will appeal Christensen's ruling. Grizzly hunts in Idaho and Wyoming were stopped earlier this month when Christensen issued a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks has opted to not allow a grizzly hunt this fall. Continuing our coverage, more victims come forward over the weekend in a massive Miles City sex abuse case that dates back decades. But it turns out their abuse may never see justice. That's because under the latest Montana law, none of the victims can pursue criminal charges. An investigation into former longtime Miles City athletic trainer James "Doc" Jensen has been launched by the Miles City Police Department and the Department of Justice. Jensen, who is accused of sexually abusing possibly hundreds of boys for more than 2 decades, has been interviewed about the allegations but has not been jailed. While investigators conduct interviews, John Heenan, the lawyer for the 19 men named in the lawsuit, is drawing attention to Montana law. Heenan says although the state legislature doubled the statute of limitations from 10 to 20 years, they did not make the statute retroactive, so Jensen's victims are not protected. Jensen was fired from Miles City as the trainer back in 1998, which would have placed a handful of the hundreds of possible victims in line to press criminal charges.
Some of our clients won't get the justice they deserve in the criminal system, so we're contacting legislators, working hard to get the law changed so that people like this Jim Jensen and others can never rest easy, having committed crimes on children.
The suit claims there could be as many as 200 victims. There is a hotline set up by the Department of Justice for victims to report sexual abuse and come forward in this case. A suspect who allegedly robbed an 81-year-old Billings woman after following her from the ATM to her home is now in police custody. Billings police arrested 29-year-old Sonny Reese on Sunday. Detectives from the Street Crimes Unit located surveillance cameras and after reviewing the footage, recognized Reese from prior police contacts. Police say he was arrested on the south side of Billings without incident and booked into the Yellowstone County Jail on robbery charges. The woman killed in a head-on crash in the Billings Heights on Sunday has been identified. 20-year-old Haley Hutzenbeiler was killed in the crash that sent 2 others to the hospital. The incident happened near Wicks Lane and Nutter Boulevard in the Heights. Billings police say a car driven by a 16-year-old male first collided with a pickup truck, then fled the scene, only to hit another car and cause the fatal crash. When officers arrived, they found the 16-year-old driver unconscious with serious injuries. They also found 2 20-year-old women in the second car. Hutzenbeiler was the driver and was pronounced dead at the scene, and the other passenger was seriously injured. The crash is under investigation, but police say speed and alcohol are considered factors. Smoke and flames caused $90,000 in damages to a Heights home Monday morning. Fire crews responded to the home on North Church Street just after 8 o'clock. Residents were not home at the time, but 3 pets were rescued from the house. The fire caused minor damage to the back deck of the home and heavy smoke and fire damage to the attic. Fire investigators say the fire started due to improperly discarded smoking material. Senator Steve Daines is urging the Senate Committee on Indian Affairs to hold a hearing about missing and murdered Indigenous women. Senator Daines sent a letter to the committee last week. Ashley Loring Heavy Runner, Royland Rides Horse, and Hannah Harris are just a few names of missing or murdered Indigenous women. Daines writes in his letter, many incidences of missing persons in Indian country go unreported. He goes on to say that even if they are reported, there's a high volume of cold cases. Daines writes they must do everything in their power to help with the crisis, and he believes holding a formal discussion is the next step. He urges the committee to have a hearing in early October. Montana Medicare recipients will soon have new cards with an extra safety mechanism. The cards, which are now being mailed, should arrive by the end of October. Montana Attorney General Tim Fox joined Jeff Henson of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services Monday in Helena. More than 200,000 Montanans qualify for Medicare, and in order to help prevent identity theft, Social Security numbers have been removed from the cards and replaced with random numbers. Henson says while the new cards will help with identity theft, the new Medicare number on each card still needs to be kept confidential.